Happy New Year, everyone! Happy New Year to all of you. I'm detoxing after 31st. We had a long, wild night full of dancing. I think we finished about 6 o'clock in the morning. Let us know, guys, how did you celebrate your New Year? How did you say goodbye to old year 2018? Because 2019 is really the one apparently that is going to be a lot of changes in our lives, and it is hopefully a lot of you's got lots that you look forward to. And today we are going to be talking about New Year's resolutions, but a little bit different. We are going to be talking about 7 impossible goals you need to stop going after, not just New Year, in your life in general. So we will be talking about 7 impossible goals that are not worth going after. And before we start, share with us, guys, how did you spend your New Year? Martinka is going to join us any minute. And in the meantime, I can share with you what happened for us. So we went snowboarding. I've got lots of bruises everywhere, and it was so worth it. This is the 4th season that I've been snowboarding with my husband. We've been up in a cottage in Slovakian mountains. There's lots of snow here, and there is a lot of great things been happening. We found new friends. There was international people from all over the place, some ice hockey players in our hotel, which was a surprise to me. I was still hangover yesterday. I met one of them yesterday in a hallway of our hotel. We had a lot of fun. I do believe that New Year 2019 is going to bring a lot of joy to all of us, and with this I wish you 2019 to be the one for you, that you are going to remember, that you are going to look back with a loving memory on this year in this kind of way. I really also hope that first, like we have a saying in Slovakia, like how do you live on the first day of the new year, that's how your whole year is going to be look like. I really hope that's not the truth, because I was so hangover and all day in bed. So it would be very, very lazy 2019. Martinka, ahoy.
Hello, hello. I was looking for you on Facebook.
Yeah?
Yeah,
So you found me
I did
eventually.
find you, yeah.
Very good, very good. So how was your New Year? Happy New Year, sweetheart.
Happy New Year to all of you guys. So our New Year was at home. We watched some movies. Yeah, it was very relaxing this year. I went to bed about 2 and my children went to bed about 4. So, yeah, I watched London fireworks. It was really nice.
Yeah.
It was really, really lovely. How about you?
Nice. We had the fireworks also, and we've been doing those wish balloons that we've been sending off, and we had quite a few of them. So it was nice. Like, we've been outside of our cottage, and we had quite few balloons. So we offered people to come and light up their own balloon and make a wish, or we helped them to light up and make a wish. So it was quite nice, like, just connecting with people. Everybody was very jolly.
Yeah.
We found a new friends. It was a good New Year.
Nice.
It was a good New Year. Yeah, for sure. So today, guys, we are going to talk about 7 impossible goals you need to stop going after. And I wonder whether you're guessing which ones those are, because maybe in your mind you're thinking what it might be. So we are going to be talking about that. I think we are going to have a lot of fun. Before that, we are going to introduce ourselves. Matka, you can start.
Yep. Sorry, I was just sharing. So hi guys, my name is Martina Stewart. I've been living in the UK for last 21 years. I do love veganism, and I spreading love on the social media about vegan lifestyle. Also, I'm encouraging all of you to go vegan in January, which is a Veganuary. It's very easy to do. I'm sharing the link. Basically, you can just download the free recipe books, and it gives you 21 recipe, I think, and it's loads of different ones. So these days in 2019 it's very easy. When I have started 5 years ago, I have to learn and get information for myself from YouTube, watching other people. And to go shopping was very challenging as well. Last year, 2018, the vegan lifestyle is booming. Lots of people trying this lifestyle, and loads of supermarkets also um, getting a new stock, so it's easier for us. So guys, if you would like to do it, I'm gonna leave the link down below, so just sign up. They're gonna send you by email free cookbook and you can start straight away.
Yeah, or even if you're like still like thinking, is this for me? You know, what are the benefits? Martina is such a great person to ask about all these things.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure. I'm still saying I'm not ready yet.
No, you know, but
I,
it's,
I
you have to try. I think you have to give the benefit of the doubt for your body, and
yes.
you know, you have to try it for at least 4 weeks to see the difference. I'm not
Yes.
saying everyone can go vegan, but at least you will, you know, your digestion tract will absolutely, I wouldn't say slow down, but you will clear yourself out. It's
You
very
will be,
good.
and I did try that.
Mm,
Maybe I'm not ready to start like that as a permanent lifestyle. That's what I'm talking about. But I must say I did try it. I did try. I done juicing for 28 days,
yeah.
and I must say that I felt fantastic. Already after 5 days, I was like flying. I
Mm.
mean, sometimes it can get worse actually. Some people are experiencing headaches and tongue
Oh yeah,
pains, and
because
that's
you're too toxic. That's the problem. Yes.
I didn't have it so dramatic, but I must say, like after 5 days, I felt really good. So I can see, I already experienced
Relate.
about,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good stuff.
My name is Lucia Hoxa, guys. So very briefly, I introduce myself. I'm a yoga teacher and a lifestyle coach. I work with women all over the world, and I've got absolute pleasure and real um, feel ongoingly feel a huge gratitude to be able to supporting you in whatever you are dealing in life, whether it's relationships or career changes, or you are kind of in that section of the road when you're thinking, well, actually, what is my purpose in life? Or you know, how I can experience the reconnecting with myself, how I can discover who I really am and live my life from that space, clearing up everything what is no longer working in my life in order to create a space for something very beautiful and magical, really. I mean, that's what all my programs are about. I've got a lovely husband. I'm 38 very soon. Still 37 though. and and I love life. I love everything what is natural. I love connecting with you guys. I truly think that life is a gift, and us being able to be here and to experience every minute of it, I think is something very precious. And I keep on reminding that to myself firstly, and then to all the people around me, and maybe hopefully all of you as well. Even maybe when we are doing these broadcastings, that's also in the name of reconnecting with you and possibly offering something something valuable, at least offering some kind of good energy and good vibe, so you guys know that we are here and that you're not alone, and we are trying to openly share about things that matters in life, because I think that's very important. Sometimes it's we are missing talking about things that really really matter in life. I had one client call just before this call, and the lady very beautifully said that her brother died tragically, and it was a car accident, he didn't know, and coincidentally he got a really big promotion on that day when he had a car crash. And then he went in a car, but 3 days before, him and his sister had been very close, and he said to her that, you know, nothing in life makes sense other than honoring and praying to God. And it was very unusual that he said that, I thought, because when people come and say something so deep, when they are like terminally ill, or you know, they've got a cancer and they feel the end is coming, that makes more sense. But because he never said anything like that, and he said it just 3 days before he passed away, that was something very unusual. And his sister, till this day, she said that it was one of the greatest gifts he gave to her. Now, you know, some of us believe in God, some of us don't, but what I'm hearing for myself is love, really. Because I think when we are praying to God, or when we believe there is something bigger than we are, we ultimately feeling the gratitude, the love, all those the feelings that are, I think, very, very important, and through which we experience life. And yeah, I mean, I think the bottom line is, when we are coming from the space of love and contribution to one another, the life has got a completely different flavor. Even if we do it just from time to time, even that makes a lot of difference. So that's one of the reasons why we are doing what we are doing. And hi to everyone. We see already a few comments, so guys are joining us as we go along. Hamza is saying Happy New Year, and Rocky's greeting us. Milan, we've got some boys here. Happy New Year, Lucia, Ivanka, Kati. Thank you very much, guys.
Tell us, where did you spend the New Year's Eve, guys?
Let us know. What did
Let
you
us
do?
know.
Did you get drunk? What did you drink?
Oh, I'm still drinking my dad's red wine.
Good.
Oh,
He
yeah.
made it?
Yeah, made it himself. Never drank red wine before. I was a gin and tonic girl, but I've still got 2 bottles left.
Yeah. I at the beginning of the night for my New Year, I said, okay, Lucia, don't be silly, just stick with one drink. I did till 1 o'clock, and then it went halala. But you know, I'm here. I drink a lot of water, and it was worth it. So anyway, let's go back to our subject, and keep on sending us messages just to let us know where you are joining us from, whether you study, work, or whether you're still holidaying, and how was your New Year. And also let us know, what did you wish for New Year 2019? What was your greatest wish? And we can start. So today we are going to be talking about 7 impossible goals you need to stop going after. So I always encourage you to do something, and now I'm discouraging you to do something, but it will all make sense as we go through it. So what do you think are the goals that are not only impossible to achieve, but maybe even not that healthy to set up? Did you ever had that experience? Do you know what I'm talking about, guys? There's no wrong answer here, so keep on writing to us.
Is it something like you put you give yourself a big goal, which you cannot, because I sometimes heard it's better to have a small goals which you can achieve, rather than put a big goal when you just cannot see the end, and then you can overwhelm yourself and stop. So maybe do a little.
Sometimes it can be a little bit like overwhelming when we put ourselves a huge goal, because our brain doesn't believe it.
Yeah.
Cannot comprehend that such a goal. There's no problem with that. It's just what is important is to have a milestones towards it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, losing 20 kilos is totally possible. It's totally doable. It's just, maybe not in 1 month.
2 weeks or 1 month, but a few months, yeah.
Yeah. If we want to do it in a healthy way, I suppose. In a desert, it's possible, probably. So, what do you think is number 1, Matka? Shall we tease them more, or shall we just start? Let's start.
Let's start. Yeah. Hi, Barbie. So number 1 is aiming to please everyone and avoiding conflict. So Bill Cosby once said, I don't know the key to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everybody. He was right. Life is comprised of duality, but aiming to please everyone and avoiding conflict is an impossible pursuit. At some point, you are going to ruffle some feathers. Not everyone is going to want to do business with you. There will be some who turn their noses at your crusade, and that's okay. Whenever the circumstances, one of 2 things will likely happen. one, those not of the same mindset or interest will simply leave you to do your work. And two, those who do not immediately leave will be challenged by you and perhaps come away with a different point of view, be open to different perspectives without being rattled.
Thank you, Machi, for that. I think this is really great. Let us know, guys, what you hear in it. Matka, what do you hear in aiming to please everyone and avoiding conflict? Why is not such a great idea to set up this as a goal?
Well, we're all different, aren't we? We've got all different dreams. We all got different journeys. We got all different mindset, work. You know, someone can work harder than the other. So it's, you know, like this, like it was written here, not everyone will see what you see. And not everyone is going to willing to put that much work, for example, like you do. So, you know, we all people are all different.
Yes, and we see things from the different angle
As well,
you know.
yeah.
It can be the same. It's like when you I've got a dodgy finger. I cut this one off, can you tell? It's still there. Sorry guys, I use this hand. So so funny. But in terms of like looking at things from the different angle, when you have a hand, it's the same hand, and if the person is looking at it from this side, he's going to see the palm, and he's going to say, you know, no, this is a palm, this is a palm. And the other person seeing it from this angle is going to see the fingers and my manicure, you know, and he's going to say, no, I can see fingers. It's like definitely fingers with nice red manicure. And this person is like, yeah, but I can't see no red. I can't see no red. Yeah. And it's the same hand, it's the same thing we are looking at. Now, I'm talking about hand, but it works like that in life. The situation, we all see it from the different angles, from different perspectives that are guided by our upbringing, by how we experienced life up till that point, our character, how we've been brought up, what we decided is the truth earlier on. And you know, so this first point is it really is impossible to please everyone. It's like when we started these broadcastings, and even now, a lot of you are writing to us saying like, you're so good, thank you so much, I really got this for myself and I got that for myself, and I love watching you, and I always get a better mood, like even if I had a crappy day before that, I watch you and I feel better. So, you know, but there are still some people who will say, oh no, it's crap, and what are you talking about, it's nonsense. So it really is not about us pleasing everyone. It really, maybe what it is about being honest with ourselves, who we are, and maybe discovering and rediscovering those things, like really paying attention so we can live our lives in the truth. And when we come from the space of love, because that's ultimately who we are deep inside, then everything else follows. And naturally, the people who are supposed to be in our lives, we start attracting them, and we're maintaining the relationships that are worth to nurture. And those people who are not supposed to be there somehow just, you know, just falling off our radar. So aiming to please everyone and avoiding conflict, it might be not a good idea as a goal, because that's actually impossible. I think avoiding conflict, maybe what I would include in here also is that a lot of people think that being angry is a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just it's actually very healthy to be able to express anger, but express it in a way where it's communicated in a right way. It's no harm, it's no problem to be angry, because actually sometimes, well, very often when we suppress anger, it's more harmful in the long run for others as well as for us in terms of our health and our well-being. So it's okay to
get it out.
Get it out. It's okay to have a different view on certain things. Like me and my brother, my youngest brother, we love each other dearly, but we do have a different view on certain things, like in politics and stuff, and it's okay. we can talk about it, and we, I listen to him because I think it's interesting. He's listening to me, and we discuss it. We never argue though, because we just always say, okay, like, you have this, I have that. And but the truth is, like, it always gives me something, and maybe it gives him something as well. I'm open. But I accept that we just simply have a different views on certain things, and we still can be friends and love each other, you know.
That's for sure.
So that was number one. Let's do second one.
So number 2 is never experiencing failure, and I love this one because it's like everyone says, if you don't fail, you're never gonna learn. So it's very important, even though at that moment is very hard when the things doesn't go your way, but in the long run, it will come to the other end, wouldn't it?
Yes, it will. If we have a capacity to take it as a learning, if it doesn't
Learning.
knock
Yeah,
us
yeah, 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 yeah.
down, because sometimes we try something, we fail,
And
and we
that's it.
decide, okay, never
Some people
again.
give up. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So we've got in
yeah,
here a little bit. So like in John Maxwell's book, Failing Forward, he says, fail early, fail often, but always fail forward. What a great way to look at failure. Failure ends many good endeavors because it's perceived as an indicator of worthiness, and most of us cannot endure the pain. We cannot conceive of failing greatly and having to try all over again. Failure is going to happen. It's inevitable. The sooner you face, accept and utilize it, the faster you will achieve success.
yeah. And I love this also because for me, people who fail, including myself, I failed countless of times. It doesn't mean anything about whether we are capable or not. It doesn't mean anything whether we are enough for what we're trying to do. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that we are playing the game of life fully, and the
Yeah.
bigger failure, the bigger game. So, failure really is just the indicator that you are daring to try, that you've got a courage, and you're hungry for something being possible in your life. So really, I would like to salute to all of you who are failing, and to all our failures, really, really cheering them on, especially when we are able to look at a failure from a little bit of distance,
Like a
and
learning curve.
look at it from the point of view of like having a learning curve, like really looking at, I think once I mentioned this, like Maggie, I think I said it too as well, like that, when in animal kingdom, the animals do have emotions, but they don't have this crazy thing we human beings have, which is like, I'm not being good enough. When crocodile doesn't catch its prey, and by the way, it happens only 5% of the times when he tries. 95% he goes for prey and he
Successful.
leaves. He's not successful. He's hungry. So
okay.
Yeah, it's only 5% of the time when the crocodile actually catches its prey, and is one of the oldest animals on the planet. So you were thinking he should know better, he should be a better hunter. So it's quite amazing when you think about it. And I bet you anything that in crocodile's mind, it's not about like, oh god, so I'm such a useless crocodile, I'm like really stupid, I can't even get my food. So it doesn't happen, but for us people it does. Sometimes we try just once and we don't succeed, and then we kind of go down with it, and we sometimes say, okay, this is not for me, never again. So I want to salute and celebrate all your failures. Just let's have a courage to look at a failure or something like, okay, well, it didn't go this way, so thinking about it as a game, how I can change the strategy, what I can do differently, what was missing in how I was being around it, or how I was doing it even.
And what I've learned from the failure.
And what I learned from the failure, like really bring that gratitude in, like what can I look at, how can I look at this to feel grateful, because on the back of this, and sometimes it happens that only in a year's time, I learned this, it moved me forward. And just because of this, I'm able to be this way now.
Marvelous. So guys, if you got any experience, or you failed, let us know. What was your biggest failure and how did you come across it? What did you do? How did you look at it? Would be nice if you share that with us.
And why are you proud about it?
Yeah.
Let's just like really, this is amazing thing when we change the concept of failure, then it is no longer even in our vocabulary, is it? Like it doesn't even have a space there, because the concept, the way we think about it, is completely different.
So it can be like a failure equals not learning or something, isn't it? Because if you do not fail, you're like not learning.
It's no such a thing as a failure. It's just life. That's how I have it.
Okay. So number 3, achieving success without making any mistakes. So where failure represents a possible end result, mistakes occur as a part of the process. I'm of the belief that there are no mistakes. There are choices, and those choices have consequences. We only consider a choice a mistake if we don't like the consequence. If the consequence is favorable, we don't consider the choice a mistake. Now that's interesting.
Yeah. What do you hear in there?
So if we make a mistake and it's the consequence is a bad, we only consider a choice a mistake. We don't like the consequence. So if the I don't know.
So you have a choice. You're on a crossroads, and you can choose for simplicity. You can choose for that. What in this article what was said is that we only talk about choice being a mistake when we don't like the consequence, meaning when we don't like what happens after we made that choice. Yeah. But even when we don't like what happened after, it's not the end of the journey.
No, it's like a learning thing, isn't it? Because we've done something that didn't go the way we wanted to, but still at least we tried and learned something from it.
And very important thing is that sometimes people take it as again, it's very similar, like mistake, failure, similar thing. People think like, I didn't choose this, I chose this, that led me to failure, end of story. And they often people then live out of regret, but what is important depends what it is, right? I'm generalizing now. Like some things we cannot take back, like having that conversation with a person who died. That's something very, very hard to mend, or we obviously can't bring people alive who passed away. Some things are not possible, but still there is energetically still possible to heal even this kind of relationship. Is not end of the story. So what I'm trying to say, when we make a mistake, or when we make a choice, and it doesn't go the way we want it, example, we take a job and we weren't sure about it, and that job doesn't go well, it doesn't mean that you made a mistake. Maybe that job was just a stepping stone towards something, because sometimes we see things as a very linear. You know, I take this road that will lead me to success, and that's how I will get there. We take this road that will take me down. But life is not black and white like that.
No, it's just like a
It,
jumping stone, isn't it? You learn something that can come to something else, which you are going to work on it, then maybe something else, and it just
yes,
work towards
yes,
something.
yes. So even if we feel that we are not going right direction, we can always change direction. You can always like find another job. You can always do some. There's always something we can do. Once we get present to this kind of power we have as a human beings, then we become unstoppable. Unstoppable. So maybe the choice we made, it didn't lead to ultimate success, what we perceive as a success in our lives, but it was still a very important stepping stone that eventually will lead us to something what we really want, and maybe along the way we even realize what we wanted at the very beginning was actually not what we really wanted. I hope I didn't confuse you. I think you know what I'm saying.
Well, but always that journey we took always took us from somewhere, didn't it? To
Yeah,
try. Yeah.
yeah. Well, what they say, there is a saying that we don't always get what we want, but we always get what we need.
Mm.
So true, huh?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. So number 4, how many do we have? 7, you said.
We're doing well.
So number 4, being in love all of the time. So all
Hmm.
relationships is it cyclical?
Cyclical.
Cyclical. The stages include getting to know each other, infatuation, passion, intimacy, compassion, and back to getting to know each other all over again. The passion that comes with feeling and being in love is the most celebrated stage. This is when the sparks fly. Unfortunately, no relationship can sustain that level of intensity indefinitely. Hopefully, those strong emotions resurface cyclically, but having an expectation of always experiencing romantic fairy love will leave you assuming something is wrong when you're not feeling it. All stages of a relationship are important to grow closer and fall more deeply in love. Acknowledge where you are in your relationship and enjoy it.
Yeah. So this section is talking about, like we are talking about, uh, being in love all of the time. Yes and no, because being in love in this sense is different to feeling love. So I think being in love, I was watching Dirty Dancing yesterday, and after I don't know how many years, I really enjoyed it, and it was like such a right. It just reminds you those butterflies, those years when you've been like teenager watching this for the first time. That little bit of like, I was still looking. I was watching it with my husband. I was thinking, this Patrick Swayze, he's got it all, little bastard, like and so talking about falling in love is really about that romance, that zest, that horny, like like that those feelings. Yes, those feelings. I think it's impossible to permanently feel something like this, as much as it's impossible, and thank God for that, by the way, to feel permanent happiness. You know, the we live in a life that there's important this duality, just because we want to see the contrast, we want to experience the contrast. Otherwise, I don't know, like I dare to say, like, it wouldn't be a true happiness when we are delirious, like it would be
No,
delirious, or
yeah,
it would be, I don't know how it would be, because I never like tried it, but I guess when we don't
it
have
would
that
get
contrast,
boring, wouldn't it?
possibly boring, maybe
No
unfulfilling,
challenging.
unfulfilling as well,
Yeah.
I think. So it's difference between being in love and love. itself, I think it's always possible to come from the space of love, even when we are angry. You know, that can be also when we are communicating. It can also, even anger can come from the space of love, actually, and deep care, you know.
Mm.
So really what Martinka was sharing just a moment ago, I think it's a lot about, you know, let's not expect that this passionate butterfly state is going to last forever, and when we don't have it, something is wrong in our relationship. It is also very, very possible. I was actually talking to my girls about on a group call about the importance of recreating the sex and passionate sex and intimacy in our romantic relationships. It is totally possible. And girls, if you're watching, tune it up, put the volume up, because it really is, you know, in terms of intimacy, in terms of this, like, is so important. A lot of people underestimate it. They just think, oh, sex is just a nice thing to do, or, you know, I just do it because I'm married now and I have to. But, you know, it is actually such an important part of our life, and recreating that, as Martina said, is cyclical. You know, it's nothing wrong for having like a little bit of quiet time, but it's really important to be present of it and to have at the forefront, like, okay, what I would like to create, like being active in
Spice it up.
partnership is very important. And not only in intimacy, but in terms of like surprises, like the little things that we do for each other, the little surprises that, you know, it doesn't have to be anything you know, time consuming. It can be spare of a moment.
Like, I don't know what, like a leave a note or something, isn't it?
Leaving note, or, you know, having a snow fight, or hiding around the corner doing boo. You know, just finding any kind of way how to refresh your relationship, but at the same time being present that love is cyclical and our relationships are cyclical, and it's a good thing. Even the little fight is a good thing, because it gives us a space, or disagreement, it gives us a space to learn something about each other, to create a space for communication, which is going to enhance the relationship in the long run. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 5, being the best in every area of your life. So, diluting your energy, focus, and resources trying to master or perfect several areas is a quick path to mediocrity. Just as we can't be all things to all people, we can't be perfect in every area of our lives. We all have strengths and weaknesses. We can collaborate with others to fill in our gaps, and our strengths can be invaluable to others. Identify your strengths and your priorities and put your energy there. I have a friend whose favorite acronym is FOCUS. Follow one course until success. It's a brilliant and has led him to be an expert in a very special area, and he has capitalized on that.
Yeah, very, very important.
Yeah.
Like, I must say, like, you know, one of the big lessons for me was also like not like allowing myself to be imperfect, and I'm still learning that, by the way. Not that I am perfect. Sorry, guys. I did not like. Do you know what I mean? But it's just that voice in my head, and yeah, recognizing what you're good at, what are you doing when you're doing it is easy. You probably won't even know about it, because you don't know how it is for other persons. So that's why it's important that we share with each other, because something that is really that might be extremely difficult and frustrating for me, and vice versa. You know, we are all good at certain things, and certain things are not natural to us. We have to take a lot of time, energy. We probably procrastinate those things, and it's okay. You know, thank God that we are good at different things. That's how we can create the partnerships that actually really, really work. You know, when I was now when I work with a lot of my girls, you know, the pitfall of every starting business is often that, you know, there is so much to be done, you know, like website and get yourself on, you know, account. Like you have to be like kind of, you feel like you have to be jack of all trades, and that's a pitfall of a lot of businesses, that when you're like, it's so overwhelming, you know, put these systems in place and and marketing and advertisement, you know, communication with clients and so on. So it can be very overwhelming, and the next step must be setting the support structure for yourself, so you can maintain the business in such a way that, you know, it makes sense, that, you know, so you can focus on things that you are good at. It's going to, you know, contribute to people and drive the business forward, and you can delegate things that, you know, someone else can do for you, and also it's probably not your zone of genius, as I call it. So yeah, let's drop being the, or trying to be the best in every area of our lives. You know, it is going to also give us a lot of freedom to be okay, and to be able to even say, like, do you know what, like, you know, I'm not good at chess, it's not even that interesting to me. I admire people who can do it well, but, you know, I find it really boring to sit on it for hours. I rather, you know, go snowboarding as more of my cup of tea. Yep.
Yep.
Good,
Right.
good. Number 6.
Number 6, never having to ask for help. So why is asking for help so difficult? It is because we perceive it is a sign of weakness. Does it make us seem needy or incompetent? Whatever it is, thinking you can go it alone will leave you struggling for longer than is necessary. This is a productive and highly stressful way to live. There is going to come a time when you are in dire need of help. Accept that reality and don't be afraid to reach out to others when some assistance is needed. To build this muscle, start by asking for small favors, like, do you have a piece of gum?
Yeah, yeah. It's connected with the art of allowing ourselves to receive. I know a lot of
I'm
us
always asking. I don't have that problem. See, if I don't know something, I just ask because I just think it will speed up.
Yeah. Have you always been that way?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm not afraid to, well, okay, maybe last 5 years I am not as, yeah, no, I haven't. No, I think last 5 years I do not think twice to ask. You know,
Yeah.
before I was like, oh, maybe no, they're gonna think of me less, blah, blah. It's like in a school, isn't it? They say you want
Yeah.
to ask a question, you would not ask because you think less of yourself.
Yeah.
But when we older, that can change, or that doesn't have to change. But for me, it has changed, and I don't think of it like I just want to know. I just want to find the answer, and I don't care what the people will think in a nice way, but I just want to find out.
Yeah. And, you know, like, I know a lot of ladies who are coming to me, and they're coming with absolute exhaustion, you know, thinking, I've got 2 kids, like, husband is never there, you know, everything is on my shoulders, I need to arrange this, I need to arrange that, I need to go to work, I need to, you know, do the housework and look after kids, and they're coming with complete exhaustion, like, total overwhelm of, you know, everything to the list. And you know, living in a, but somehow, some way along the side, for a lot of these ladies, they make a decision, I have to do it on my own. I have to, you know, like, which one way they become very efficient, very clever, you know, they can, you know, do everything, you know, almost everything themselves, even like fix the plumbing, or, you know,
Yeah.
like to the degree of, but, you know, on the other side, even if we can, I can't fix the plumbing, but maybe even if we can do it, you know, perhaps, you know, find the ways and like really pause about, like, how I can shuffle up my time in such a way that I don't have to be the victim of have to do. That I don't have, you know, how do I actually use my time? One of the exercises that I do with people on my programs who are completely overwhelmed with not enough time is the exercise where I actually ask them to write down where they put their time every in 15-minute slots for a period of 1 week.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting when at the end of the week they count all the hours. I mean, when I it was a huge eye opener, because at that time I was realizing that I was traveling 17 hours a week. 17 hours a week, and it was big eye opener for me, because I never seen it so clearly before. But, for you it might be a different story. You might realize that actually, somehow I'm using I never have a time, but I'm not really producing anything. So where is all this time going? Yeah. So it's really interesting. But also in this, when we come back to point 6, it's really also very important to look at, like, okay, well, why am I feeling like I'm being a victim of time, or I'm being a victim in terms of like situation? Maybe it's also that deep inside, I'm actually hesitating to ask for help for some reason. Either that I will look silly, or because I think I don't have money for it. Before I got my first assistant, I was thinking, oh my God, I'm going to be able to afford this. And I swear to God, it was now I've got several people working with me, and it's the best thing I ever done, getting my first assistant, because I offloaded so much of my time. And and in the families, it's really about, even when we have energy to wash the dishes after we make the food, like, maybe just, if the kids are bigger enough, like, lead them towards like being a contribution, even if they, I don't know, dry 3 plates, even that is like a little bit of help. Plus it's giving them some kind of discipline and being a part of home life, and you can maybe have a conversation with them. There's a lot of ways how we can ask our family members for help, and then later on it becomes like a routine, like in our household. Like how it works now is like, when I start cleaning, my husband starts doing what what his part of cleaning is. So he always does like cleaning the Hoover and then hoovering and stuff. But
we always find what we're good at, eh?
Yeah, but it started with like going, come on, Billy, football's finished. Let's do this together, because it starts with that we actually, my sister is very, very opposite. She's like, I do everything myself. I'm going to bring this to you. I'm going to serve you. I'm going,
But it's very bad thing. Do you know what? It's very bad thing to run around. Because in the long run.
It's how we design it. First, maybe we do it from love, and then it becomes a routine and
it becomes a routine. But then, if one of us will go, and that person was very depending on the other, and if you lose it, it's another shock for that person. So I always think it's a good balance. Everyone is contributing in everything. So if something happen, you've got your 2 feet you're standing on, and you know what to do.
That's also very true. Yeah.
Okay, number 7. Staying young forever. So Bette Davis said it best. Old age ain't no place for sissies. Age is a state of mind, and youthfulness will lend a quality of life that will serve you as you grow older. Extreme practices to maintain an appearance of youth are futile. You can't stay young forever, at least not where the hands of time are concerned. Play for as long as you can play, but don't try to defeat aging. Embrace it and live your life. Embrace it. I've got my husband correcting my English. Embrace it and live your life. There is something to appreciate at every stage. And there is a question. What do you like about your current age? Tricky.
What do you like?
What do I like about my current age? I don't know. 40 is 40, I would say, is like the flower blossom. I don't know. It's like,
you're laughing in the background.
Sorry.
I wonder whether my husband is watching. He's next door.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think it's yeah. I like 40s. It's like you're starting to get. I wouldn't say down a little bit hill, but you're starting to see first wrinkles and all of that. Um, but in the other hand, it's nice, and we
It's
can't
nice.
stop it. We just need to, this is what it is.
Mm. I like the fact that in this age we are a little bit wiser.
And that,
At,
yeah.
at least we are like getting closer to, like we have a little bit more awareness.
Mm.
I like the fact that I see and experience the value in slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
Really like that, because I was living my whole life in such a speed. Probably to most of you still looks very fast, but to me it's actually much slower than it's ever been, which I love and enjoy so much. I'm actually going with my husband in a moment. We are going to buy sledges and we are going to be sledging in a minute. I haven't done that for a very long time. I can't wait. But it is about like paying attention to more to things that
Be
matter.
aware. Also be aware of things, isn't it?
Valuing my family. I do that much more than 10, 20 years ago.
Mm.
Um, I like this. I was laughing about number 7 because staying young forever, it really is an unrealistic goal. Like, there is some things that we can do influence, the things we eat, the exercise. By all means, let's do all of that. But I had to, just a few days ago, I had to like accept my own limits because, and we've been in the mountains like snowboarding, and I remember the times, I was saying to my husband as well, that I remember the times where we've been like skiing morning to evening. I swear to God, we stopped maximum like once a day, like for hot tea or something, like quickly, some kind of schnitzel, and then we went back on the Poma, and it was like 7 days a week. And then in the evenings, we've been playing a table tennis all night or dancing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like sleeping 5-6 hours a day, and it was like whole week, like physical activity, like. And I'm thinking, my God, how was it possible? Because after 3 days of snowboarding, I was like, oh my God, like I can't move. I've got so many bruises. But then, I mean, it's different because we are still learning to snowboard. So I'm not as confident. Probably skiing would be different. But still, I was looking at these like young women like on a dance floor for New Year's Eve, because we've been snowboarding all day, and I'm thinking, my God, I can't even move my legs anymore. Like after 1 o'clock, I was like, oh my God, I'm like my each of my legs is about 20 kilos, and I'm just about to lift my heels from the floor, never mind the whole leg. So I mean, there are limitations. Obviously, I feel my body is very different to how it was when I
Was
was 15.
before, yeah.
And it's something to accept and something to embrace, just like you said, just like the article said, to embrace and embrace it from within. I think that's very important to accept certain things, and the way the body operates is very different, especially for those of you who had a babies already, or had a babies in a later stage. I think that's a lot of change being happening in our bodies inside and also externally. So no, we can't stay young forever. However, we can choose the conversation we have about it, especially in our mind, but also with each other. Hope. Amen to that. So
Lovely.
hopefully, guys, you enjoyed the time with us. It was our first 2019 broadcasting, our first Facebook Live. We are sending a warm wishes to all of you for a new year 2019. May it be beautiful, successful. May you feel joy. May you laugh so much more every day. May you be surrounded with people who bring the best out of who you are or who you can possibly be. May it be year fulfilled with learnings, the experiences that you will cherish, and may your days be filled with love that you experience from inside and you share with other people too. Mm.
Yeah, let's 2019 be better one than 2018.
Let's have an amazing year, guys, and thank you so much for watching. Much more to come every Wednesday that we are planning to run 2019 these Facebook Lives again for you. This is the third year coming, so let's enjoy it and let's be together, have fun, and learn from one another, because I suppose that's one of the very important things that we share. We share our world, and we learn from each other.
And one more thing we also would like to say, we were talking with Lucia, if you would like to be a part or if you would like to jump in when we're broadcasting, you know, we can do that as well. Will be fun, wouldn't it?
Let us know. We will be happy to have you here. If we can technically do it, or at least try to have three of you here, three of us here, we will be very happy to do that. And keep on also sending us your suggestions on what you would like us to talk about in next upcoming weeks. We still have a lot of them that you already sent to us. We always make a list of things you want to talk about, and we always put them. So if your theme hasn't been chosen yet, don't worry, it's coming, and it's coming soon. Some of them also we may be been speaking about, so in the comments I will send you a little link when you can watch maybe our previous broadcastings in the past. And if you like our broadcasting, share it with friends, share it on Facebook, you know, send us a little like or smiley face.
Perfect. So see you next Wednesday.
See you next Wednesday, guys. We are going
Bye.
to be talking. See you later, guys.
Bye bye.
I'm off now.
Go sledging.